Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Brother Chris again with another episode in our hashtag Keep Thriving series. This is episode 7, and we are going to continue in our devotional of God in the Grind. Today's devotional is titled Perspective Amid the Injustice, or Perspective during injustice. Today's devotion reminds me of our Wednesday night Bible study on the Zoom call when we talked about just being in awe of God, and a lot of having the healthy or the proper perspective in times of injustice, I believe, has a lot to do with our consciousness or consciously being aware of God's awesomeness. Just being in awe of God and who God is in our lives can help go a long way with protecting us from negative thoughts and negative perspectives in times of injustice. But I want to share just a few points, highlights from our devotion today. It says this, we're reading from the book of Psalms, chapter 73, verse 2 and 3. But as for me, my feet had almost slipped. I had nearly lost my foothold. For I envied the arrogant when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. These are the words of a godly man who, in the midst of a daily grind, momentarily lost perspective. Why bother trying to do the right thing when it's the people who cut corners who seem to get ahead? For the first 16 verses of Psalm 73, the psalmist wrestles with this injustice, with the injustice of it all. Essentially, he's struggling with seeing the prosperity maybe of others, or coping with the different qualms that are going on in his own life, and he's kind of sitting back going, well, for me to be a believer, or to be kind of doing the right things, it's very difficult to maintain this idea of, feeling maybe blessed or being encouraged. And they, for a moment, lose perspective of the broader, bigger picture, because I'm seeing the wicked are blessed. And this is an injustice in the mind of the psalmist at this time. Here is the mind shift, or the aha moment the psalmist has further on in the chapter. It says, I am always with you. He's talking about God. I am always with you. You hold me by my right hand. You guide me with your counsel, and afterward you will take me into glory. As for me, it is good to be near God. I have made the sovereign Lord my refuge. It is good for me to be near God. I've made the sovereign Lord my refuge. He's getting this aha moment where it begins to change his perspective and outlook, and takes his attention off of seeing where others are being blessed, where others are getting and he is not, where others may be going and being prosperous or doing great things that maybe we would like to do, and it hasn't really come across or worked out for us just yet. He has this aha moment of the awesomeness of God, the perspective of God is always with me. He holds me by my right hand, and further, afterward, it says he will take me into my glory. So there's a time where he will take me into my glory. But for right now, it is best for me mentally, spiritually, emotionally, to be reminded that I serve a sovereign God, and I am hidden in the refuge. I can take refuge under his wings. Many of us can relate to those times where we lose our footing mentally, emotionally. We lose sight of the bigger picture, and we absolutely can kind of be reeled back in and gain proper perspective with increased time with God. The devotion ends with this: connecting with God can transform our perspective. The injustice of this world can steal our joy unless we live in conscious awareness of God's presence. And I would add to that, unless we live and conscious awareness of God's awesomeness. You guys be blessed. I hope you guys continue to stay safe, stay well. Our prayers are with you always under his wings. Till next time.